Well, Carl, you're back here in Melbourne. Your team's staged another late comeback again. I mean, are you getting sick of it, just having to wait until like the final minutes for your side to stage these comebacks?
Yeah, look, it's today I thought our boys played really well. We just couldn't get enough opportunities in front of the goal. We had some good opportunities, but but for the football we played, we need to create more opportunities.
Because it felt like first half especially, you were frustrated with creating avenues on goals, getting a bit more in the second half. What sort of adjustments did you make at the main interval?
Yeah, look, we wanted to play a little bit more lopsided and a bit more heavy for Goody to get more forward, and we just weren't taking the time to bring that ball to his side so we'd get him forward. So that was a little bit frustrating, but other than that, I thought we were fairly comfortable. We had some good possession and played some good stuff.
Because Kitto obviously out, Cavallo obviously out, so was that behind Goody's move a bit further back?
Yeah, we don't really have too many more left-sided players left in the team. So, and as I said, we didn't want Goody to play like a traditional left-back. We wanted him to play a lot higher, but we just couldn't find the right moments to get him higher.
Got to ask Nestor, he scored an absolute thunderbolt, running lots of superlatives to say about this kid and his potential. What have you made of his growth this season?
Look, it takes time. He is, as you say, he's a very rare talent that we have in this country, and it's important that we give him time to learn and give him time to make mistakes, because what he can do is quite frightening.
Because I remember a couple of weeks ago when he did an interview for Channel 10, he also talked about making more effort in training and being a professional. How do you assess his growth, learning to be not just a footballer on the park, but learning to be a professional footballer off the pitch, and what all that entails this season?
Yeah, look, it's a big part off the pitch for to make it have success. With his diet and how he sleeps and prepares himself. And full credit to the playing group. They really look after him, and I'd say some of the things that he does that they're not happy with, but they provide that guidance and support for him, because we won't have him here much longer, so we've got to enjoy him as much as we can.
If you can bring out your crystal ball, I mean, how long do you think it will be before he heads overseas, Nestor?
Look, I suppose when we look at some of the younger players, that as soon as they get to around that 18 years of age, the ones that have that high quality seem to move on. So, but it's important that his, next move away from our club is the right one that's going to help him develop and be the world-class player that we hope he can be.
What did you think of the penalty, Carl? Veart was involved. How did you see it?
Look, it's I don't know. It's a tough one to take. I think, look, I think I've said it on a number of occasions. I just don't think we've got VAR right in this country. It's there, for bad mistakes, or and we're using it far too much. I don't know why it was even, something like that was looked at. If we're going to look at stuff like that, we're going to have, maybe 10 penalties a game, because you're always going to get contact on crosses and stuff like that. We're making it very difficult for ourselves and for people to have enjoyment about the game and just talk about Nestor's goal and not be talking about stuff like that.
How can it be improved, I guess? Does the instruction from the top have to sort of be changed, or?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We haven't really had a lot of guidance or from the referees about what they're doing with the VAR. And I would say every club and every coach in the country would have their frustrations with it over the course of the season. So it clearly hasn't worked, I don't believe. And so it's something that we need to have a good look at, because this game is a good game. I think there's some good, excellent quality games this year, and there's too many times where we're talking about things that we shouldn't be talking about.
Is it a bit too much of a raffle? Pretty just in general talk.
Yeah, I think so. Look, at the end of the day, and I said this before the game when I was having a good chat with Paul Trimboli, the players also have to take a lot of the blame as well. They fall over far too easily, trying to con referees, and then they complain when it goes against them as well. So they have to take a lot of that responsibility as well.
I guess, does it make it even more frustrating given the chance you had the chance to go to second tonight, and that's I guess ultimately cost you that, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it did. Yeah, but I think Victory the last couple of weeks have really improved. So I think what we've got left, 8 games to go. I reckon they're going to have a good push for the finals, and they're going to make it very difficult for whoever they're playing against now, because today I thought they were very good.
Well, Carl, obviously not getting the win today, but you are undefeated in your past 7 now, but possibly the biggest challenge in the A-League men at the moment coming for you next week when you're playing host to Melbourne City. Are you getting them at a time as good as it possibly could be coming off this undefeated streak?
Yeah, look, it's important. You want to be playing against the best teams because that brings the best out of the players. And we've had some great results against City. I think in the last 2 seasons, the only time I think we've lost to them was in the extra time in the semi-final last year. So, I'm looking forward to it. They're always exciting games with goals, so it should be a great test for our boys. As you said, we're in a good place at the moment, and hopefully we don't lose any more players because we're a little bit thin with the squad at the moment. So, we want to have a good push for to make sure we stay in the finals.
And today, first ever staging of the Pride Cup. I'm not sure who takes it home, given that it was a 1-1 draw, but what did you make of today's occasion, the build-up to it, the educational work? And
look, it's very important. And I think it's great for our game that we've made it so public out there that we need to support all communities. And I think it's a great initiative by both clubs to have this Pride Cup, and hopefully, I think we've seen quite a few of the games over this weekend, and hopefully we can make it bigger and better next year.
Because I was walking around the concourse today speaking to some people who told me this is their first ever A-Leagues game they've attended because of the Pride game. Is that something that you've experienced in Adelaide as well? New fans that have never been to football before brought in by things like this?
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's important that we, at times I think our game gets a little bit of a bad rap, and it's important that we keep pushing it forward and keep doing things like this. And
just any injury or fitness concerns to come out of this one?
Just Ben Halloran, he fell on his shoulder, so he's got a little bit of an injury to his shoulder, and Popper, from that elbow that he copped, has also got a bit of he's at the moment doing a concussion test, so hopefully he pulls up from that.
Was the Halloran, was that in the clash with Guerrier out on the far side?
Yeah, the way he fell over, so just extended his shoulder.
Cool. Thank you very much.
No worries, thanks guys.
Safe travels back.
Thank you.
You don't have to come.